Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building. Oh, yeah. We are back and better than ever. Good morning, Chicago. We got a lot to get into on today's episode. A lot to talk about with this Chicago Bears team because there is a surprise Chicago Bears defender who is being listed as a top 20 pass rusher right now. We also got to take a look at this matchup heading in and where this linebacking crew is ranking right now. A brand new stat from PFF really shows how dominant this linebacking crew is against the run. And finally, we're going to have to take a look at where this week's offensive line rankings fall. I tell you this, y'all pray for Caleb Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, the date is 10/3/2024. It is 6:35 in the morning. And dare I say, my quarterback may be in danger. Yeah. Hey, get the music. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man, for another edition of the Morning Breeze. We got a lot to get into on today's episode, man, but before we do all of that, man, if y'all could just do me a favor, go ahead and
come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push a button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Push the goddamn button. Hit that like button, man. And make sure that you're hitting that notification bell. It will notify you every single time we go live sometimes. If you haven't done so, because I like the insurance, right? Every now and then, y'all know how YouTube has played some games with us here over on the Windy City Breeze. So if you have not done so, make sure that you're also tapped in with us on the Discord side as well. Every single video that we drop does end up getting dropped in the Discord. Just a little bit of insurance, basically, to say, I don't really trust you sometimes to send my video out to my listeners and my followers and stuff like that. So just another way to keep in contact with us, keep the conversation going. So we'll have the Discord link dropped in the community tab today as well. I usually do this like once a month to add new people in. So we'll have the community tab we'll have the Discord link dropped to the community tab. If you haven't joined that joined up in that community there, make sure you do. Make sure you do. A lot of fun over in the Discord. And joining us as always on a Monday, trying to make it not a Monday, I guess. What day is it? They're all running together now. On a Thursday, to make this show a meaty Thursday is Jordan JC in the building.
Oh boy. Oh man.
That bed wouldn't let go, huh?
Oh boy. Would not let go. I'm sorry.
What was the name?
Oh, hey. What's going on? Good morning.
Oh boy, now it's a morning. I was thrown off. I heard nothing. I didn't know what was happening. I thought he was dead. Yeah, I thought the steak finally did him in.
I'm not going to let you down.
Bears football. First off, how are you, my guy? You good?
Oh, I'm very good. You weren't going to get rid of me. Not on a day where yesterday I heard you talk about Tory Taylor being the special team player of the week. You're not going to get rid of me.
Listen, when you're the best, right? I will give you credit for being the best.
Dang
special
right.
teams special players. Special players.
Special play.
All right,
No,
brother.
shout out. That was good love. Good love. I appreciate the love you showed him.
Yeah, now do it again.
Yeah.
Let's start it off with this. Of course, PFF
What do
always
we got?
dropping some interesting rankings. They dropped their 2024 NFL pass rusher rankings ahead of Week 5, and there may be a name on there that is surprising to some Chicago Bears fans, but not surprising to me based on what we've seen throughout the season. When you think of the pass rushers on this team, right, your mind instantly goes to Montez Sweat. That is not the name that we will be taking a look at here and diving deeper into for breakdown here. You probably think, Javon Dexter finally breaking a list. That is not the name.
Uh-oh.
That is on this list as far as one of those top 20 pass rushers in the NFL. Ladies and
really
gentlemen,
diving deep.
coming in at number 16, a name that you may not have expected, but dare I say, he has changed his game phenomenally and become an elite pass rusher in this NFL. Big Bill Andrew Billings with an 80.8 pass rush grade. What they had to say about Big Bill was that Billings has yet to record a sack, but is proven to have been a productive presence along this Bears defensive line. The 7-year vet is on pace for his best NFL season as a pass rusher. And listen, it's just true, and dare I say, surprisingly enough, he has struggled a little more in some of the run defense situations when things have gotten later in the game and stuff like that, when the Bears defense is thrown back out there to the Wolves after the offense goes 4 and out in 2 seconds. But the thing for me that I've seen Andrew Billings do is completely change the player that he was. He was not a pass rusher. He was a run stuffer. That is what he has been for how many seasons Big Bill got? We talking 7 seasons in the NFL, I believe. Of 7 of his NFL seasons, he has been a run stuffer. This is something that he wasn't a pass rush guy, and yet now he's completely changed his name. Dare I say, I've been impressed with some of the pass rush moves that he's actually been able to play to make in some of these games, especially when it's been the one-on-one matchups. To me, the fact that you've got a guy in Andrew Billings who, I mean, he's just been out there. He's been a warrior, as you saw yesterday with the injury report. His name has been removed from the injury report, so you feel a lot.
Thank goodness.
Heading into this week versus the Panthers. I mean, like, he has been one of the most dominant guys on the field. And according to these numbers, man, he's been one of the most dominant guys in the NFL. And when you bring in pass rush win rate, it just confirms it.
Here's a guy who is a pillar on the interior for the Chicago Bears. I love the fact that
We can't help but do the Chris Collinsworth. Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy who's he's changed just the whole dynamic of the interior of the Bears. No, I mean this is a guy. No, seriously, he's someone who we've overlooked. I've overlooked for the amount of time that he's been with the Bears, because he's someone who you just expect to just kind of do his job, go about his business, kind of be in the back of the wings. Like, you don't really hear his name when it comes to sacks and pressures
Which
and
you were
things of that
fine with.
nature.
Which you
I
were
was fine with.
Yeah.
I was fine with him. He's someone who you can trust will do his job. But I
Yes.
mean, you hear more of his name because he's doing even more than what he's known for, which is being that stopgap for the run. I mean, he's getting to the quarterback as far as pressures are concerned. He hasn't gotten the sacks yet, but when you have a guy like him who's that big and that can plug the middle, he opens up so much more for everybody else, which is why you're hearing so much about Javon Dexter having the season that he already is having, which is why, it's easier for Montez Sweat to maybe have, a single one-on-one when it comes to trying to attack the quarterback, which is why you have Darrell Taylor and DeMarcus Walker getting some of the best pass rush rates as well, percentage-wise. This whole team is progressing. This whole line is progressing because of the individual play of some of these people. And so I love that we're giving love to Andrew Billings because he deserves it. He's taken his game to another level. You even mentioned a name before that you compared him to when he came here, in Akeem Hicks. This is a guy who, Akeem Hicks, took off when he came to the Bears. I think that Andrew Billings is doing the exact same thing, and it's truly putting an impact on the Bears defensive line.
No, 100%. And that's really, the Akeem Hicks comparison to me, I think, is apt, even though Akeem Hicks was a pass rusher before he got here. But
Yeah,
Akeem Hicks was kind of that player that you were just like, solid player, does his job, does what he needs to do. He's fine.
yeah.
Right? He's fine. But what you end up seeing when he got to the Bears was, oh, wait a minute, like this dude's actually kind of a dog. Or maybe we should put him in some more position. Oh, wait a minute, this dude is like the glue to this
Hello.
defensive line. And dare I say, I do see that for Andrew Billings with how he's been able to adapt himself to the pass rush, because what you're seeing now is in I don't think it's a coincidence, right? But you're seeing him get more opportunities to be a pass rusher because of what we're now seeing out of Javon Dexter, who has become, again, one of the best 3 techniques in the NFL, at least at this point through 4 weeks. The numbers would speak to that as well. His pass rush win rate numbers have been phenomenal this season as well.
Phenomenal.
What you're seeing now is that defenses are having to pick and choose who they want to go against, who they want to try and hide. Listen, like, who the heck are we going to focus on and double team? Like the Panthers have a tough decision here coming up this week, because who do you double team? Do you double team Andrew Billings? Do you double team, which is a conversation now? Do you double team DeMarcus Walker? Do you double team probably not D-Walk? I'm not gonna lie to you, but shout out D-Walk. I saw him yesterday. Do you double team Montez Sweat? Do you double team Javon Dexter? Right, because you can only double team one of them.
so many people that you can double team.
So you're getting
Somebody's going to be open.
You're getting one-on-one matchups with guys who are consistently winning, and I think that is something that cannot be understated. I'm trying to find this. Here we go. This is the number I'm looking for here. The pass rush win rate ranking right now, to see kind of where Big Bill actually falls in that. Now, first name on the list right now, he's probably a little further down right now, is Montez Sweat. He's dominating. They still got Montez. Oh, this is 2022. I'm like, what the heck? How's Montez Sweat still on Washington? What?
I was like, whoa, we've been the Wayback Machine for a minute now.
I was thrown off here, my guy. Trying to see here and see this. That's the tough part. Now I got to sort through it. Don't worry, I'll sort through it. Because they got it freaking. You got to set like the minimum snaps and all that on PFF, because it's if you don't, it's like, well, this wide receiver has a phenomenal pass rush win rate. It's like, all right, dog. But no, I say all that to say, that the fact that Andrew Billings, I think, is even in this conversation, the fact that we can talk about him as somebody who has an elite pass rush is impressive, because it's not the player that he once was. It's not the player that he has been, and to be dominant in that role one season in, I think that is kind of the glue that this Bears defensive line needed, to the point where we're not talking about the opposite guy from Montez Sweat anymore, because there's a bunch of opposite guys opposite Montez Sweat. Now, would you like that dominant guy? Sure. Would you like to be able to run that crush rush a little bit more with Montez? 100%. You know what I mean? But you also have to look at the situation where we don't have that guy, and yet we're still able to get to the quarterback. The sack numbers are through the roof better than what we had last season at this point in the season. So I have a lot of confidence on this Bears defensive line. I feel good about what we're watching here.
No, I totally agree. And just to kind of help you out, I think on ESPN, I saw, I'm looking at the rankings right now for the defensive tackle pass rush win rate. Zach Allen and Malcolm Roach, both from the Broncos, are first and second, but right there under them is Andrew Billings at 3 for a DT. He's at 20% pass rush win rate. And then you got Javon Dexter tied for 6 with Calais Campbell at 17%. I believe those are the numbers. I want to say that's the most up to date here. Then, of course, you got Darrell Taylor at 7th for edge passer as well.
PFF has them 6. They've got them behind Chris Jones, Cameron Hayward, Malik Collins, Dexter Lawrence, Zach Allen, Andrew Billings with a 13.9% pass rush win rate. But here's the thing. Think of the names I just listed, and then Andrew Billings.
Exactly.
Chris Jones, Cam Hayward, Malik Collins, Dexter Lawrence, Zach Allen, Andrew Billings.
Yeah. That's good
Like
company.
you don't think that he's supposed to be in that conversation, top 10 in your pass rush win rate right there. Like it's really good to see. It's exciting to see. And the fact that you not only have Big Bill in there at the top, but Javon Dexter comes in 26th on that list with an 8.4 pass rush win rate, a top 20 or top 30 defensive interior is nothing right. Is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That is a great thing to have, and you got to give credit to Big Bill for just being able to adjust his game, and I think that is, in the long run of all of this, when you throw all the numbers together, the thing is, well, Patty doesn't have a sack, he doesn't need one, he's getting other guys sacks, right? He's forcing the quarterback in a bad position, he's forcing the quarterback to make tough decisions. Heck, the game versus where which one last week versus the Rams. I mean, heck, Javon Dexter's bursting through the middle, AO, and then all of a sudden, Matthew Stafford's like, all right, I got to get up. Andrew Billings. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I got to just take the sack.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere to go on the interior of this defensive line. That's what you wanted to build up. That's why I'm excited about where this defense is, and that's why I think we're seeing such good production out of all of these guys everywhere else.
It's a pleasing development because you also we've talked about it before the season started. We thought that this was one of the areas outside of offensive line that we needed to address a little bit more. We talked about the offseason, how we were hit and missing on every one of these big names. Some you mentioned with Chris Jones, Justin Matabike. I believe Christian Wilkins was out
Ooh,
there
has
for a
he
name.
played?
As far who? Justin
Has
Matabike?
Matabike played?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't heard his name a whole lot this year as being impactful. I'm not exactly sure.
I feel
Ravens
like
have
he
been kinda quiet
wasn't
as
he
far as
hurt? Oh
he
wait, no,
might
I'm
have.
thinking who's the guy that went over to he also changed his name. No, he's on the Ravens. Matabike is on the Ravens. Who's the guy that went over to
Oh,
the
that's right. He did
Panthers?
change his name.
No, well, he didn't change his name. He's going with his real name now. He's using his African name.
Okay.
He changed his name. um, um, who's the guy that went over to the Panthers? Because he's hurt. He hasn't even played for him.
Oh, you're talking about Derek Brown.
No.
Derek Brown's been there. He's a defensive tackle. He got hurt early. That's the name that I know of. Brian Burns,
Well, he's
who
gone.
was on the Panthers.
Yeah, he's gone. I'm trying to see.
I just know a few names that are DJ Wanham. You got Danielle Hunter that left. Like, there's a bunch of names that were moving
There was a
around as far
defensive
as
name that we wanted that we were like, oh, this is maybe he'd be solid with this defensive.
Trey Hendrick. No, not Trey Hendrickson.
No, not Trey Hint. Definitely not him. He's on the Panthers. Or not the Panthers. He's on the Bengals.
Bengals.
I don't know. It's not coming to me.
I'm going down. Yeah, I'm going down the list.
It's not coming to me. I'm trying to think of it. I'll think of it.
Yeah, you think of all these names like that we whiffed on, and we were like, oh man, we wish we would have got him, and so we settled for the likes of a Darrell Taylor, thinking that okay, well we'll just kind of look to the draft next year, and we talked about some of those edge rushers names, Mikael Williams out of Texas A&M. I hope I'm right with that. Some of those prospects that are at the top of the draft next year, but you're looking at the production that this line is giving you right now. To me, I'm gonna be honest, it was unexpected. We expected Montez Sweat to be that guy who was going to be extremely impactful, and we're looking at Javon Dexter and Andrew Billings having better seasons statistically right now than him. As far as when it comes to pressures and things of that nature, Darrell Taylor is at the tops when it comes to pressures as an edge rusher.
DJ Wadham. DJ Wanham.
Okay, DJ Wanham. Yeah, from Minnesota.
Shout out to the chat on that. Shout out to the chat. We ain't shout out the chat out. Big shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love, always helping us when we have no idea who we're talking about, but we know who we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? The chat gets us, man. We know who we talking about, but we didn't know who we was talking about. DJ Wanham. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I don't think he's played it down for him.
Not at all. I haven't heard his name at all.
And I don't even know if he's planning on playing it down for him. By the way,
oh, what do we got?
Over 100 in the chat.
But I still love the fact that we have a line that is surprisingly done so much better than we thought. as a group, as a collective,
Yeah.
without having the big names, outside of Montez Sweat. And so that's what I'm impressed by.
And I think the thing that it does is you don't have to be spectacular, right? Listen, I would love for Montez Sweat to be 6 sacks into the season, but let's be real. We could leave this game and be talking about Montez Sweat being 6 sacks.
He might have a 5 sack.
You know what I mean? Like if we being real
That's
here,
true.
like this could be like, and that's the thing. That's why you have a pass rusher like Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
That's why you have a guy who can turn it up in one game like that and come out of it with big numbers, right? I fully expect he's got 2 sacks on the season. I fully expect Montez Sweat to be around that 10, 11, 12 sacks by the end of the season kind of player. I'm not sitting here thinking we're going to be anywhere else. But for me, I don't need Montez Sweat to be that guy when I have a defensive line, especially a defensive interior that is doing this. What I need Montez Sweat to do is exactly what we saw Montez Sweat do last week. I need you to be freaking 6 foot. What is he? 6'7"? I need you to be 262 pounds. I need you to jump when there's a friggin' because the quarterback's trying to get away and he's just trying to throw something quickly up there. Get your hands up and just be a massive human being out on the field. Do I want you to get the sacks? Sure. But what I need from you is to accentuate the guys that are already getting the pressure because they're getting there first, which is fine. You want to know why they're getting there first? Because Montez Sweat is getting a double team and then a chip from the running back.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference when you're the focus, and at a certain point they're going to have to adjust back because they're not the worst place for you to get pressure from. And this sounds crazy is, I guess it doesn't sound crazy, but like the worst place for you to get pressure from is not coming from Montez Sweat. The worst place that a quarterback can get pressure from is straight in his face.
Yeah.
And when you've got 2 guys in Dexter and in Billings who are top 30 in pass rush win rate, who are we didn't even get to, I don't believe, see, this is just the top 32 as far as pass rushers. I believe that Javon Dexter is still on this list. By the way, this is total pass rushers, right? I don't know if I mentioned that or not. This is not just defensive interior. This is the top 32 pass rushers in the NFL.
No, when I went to my ranking,
number 2 Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
like
you got some special names up top. Obviously,
look, TJ Watt is 3, Chris Jones is 4, Nick Bosa 5. This is in the NFL.
Yeah,
so it's just really good to see that as a whole, that Andrew Billings is on that list, because I think it does speak to a lot of the success we've seen on the defensive line. It's how you get the Darrell Taylor great games. It's how you get the DeMarcus Walker great games. It's how you get the eventual Austin Booker great games. It's still coming. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, he's getting some love too now. I've seen some breakdown. He's getting some love.
That mess is hilarious. How he laid that. What was that? The tight end? The tight end.
Yes. The tight end that got knocked in. He got the first down, but when he felt that hit though.
He got the first down, but he's still there. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Oh, JC, over 200 in the show. 200. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Carl said, Bosa, which one? I believe
definitely Nick.
Is Nick Bosa. Yeah,
I think Joey's kind of faded a little bit.
Joey is Joey's I don't know if Joey's faded, but Joey is just
Joey ain't the way Joey ain't been Joey in a minute.
Joey's always dealing with something. Khalil Mack on the list. Khalil Mack making the list, 22nd in the NFL. Khalil Mack.
I told y'all we should have got Khalil Mack back. All right.
Man, I wouldn't have minded him
on this line.
Hey, listen, I'm always down for anything where it's like, hey, we had to trade that away. By the way, give it back. You know what I mean? I'm always down. But I told y'all go get Bryce Young. Told y'all go get Bryce Young, dog. You know what I mean? Listen, you go out there, you can be like, hey, I know I gave you that pick for Bryce Young, but what if I just took that back? Now I'm a developer.
The ultimate fleece. The ultimate end to the fleecing.
Oh, that'd be hilarious, bro. That'd
Jesus
be
Christ.
absolutely hilarious if the Bears actually end up doing that. They won't, of course, but hey, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Coming up, I want to talk about. This is the best part about PFF. Right?
Uh-oh.
They're always trying to improve. They're always trying to give you some other data for basically fans to argue back and forth and go, this is what this means. And so this guy sucks. It's always interesting. So they have introduced a brand new stat that, in all honesty, speaks to how dominant this Chicago Bears linebacking core actually is and why I expect this defense to continue to stay dominant. We'll talk about that right after we listen to a word in from our sponsors. Happening Bears Nation, it's your boy Pat, the designer from the Windy City Breeze, where we keep it 100 about everything Chicago Bears. Now, if you're like me, you don't just watch the game, you live it, and that's why you need to check out BetDSI. BetDSI is where it's at if you want to put your money where your mouth is. They've been doing it for over 20 years, giving you the best odds, lightning fast payouts, and a platform that's as solid as the best O-line. Whether you're betting on the Bears to take it all the way or making clutch live bets during the game, BetDSI has you covered. And here is the kicker. Just because you're rolling with the Windy City Breeze, BetDSI is hooking you up. Sign up today with the promo code WCB, and they'll give you 120% bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000. That's free money, folks, to make sure that you're winning as you back our boys in the blue and orange. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Head over to betdsi.eu, use the code WCB, and start turning your Bears passion into serious cash. BetDSI, where real Bears fans get it done. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https://aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Morning Breeze. Pat, the designer, Jordan JC in the building.
Yep.
Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. And make sure that you hit that notification bell and make sure that you are checking the community tab if you want to join the Discord. The Discord always is getting updated with anything new that is happening with the crew. All right. Let's jump back into the conversation about this Chicago Bears defense. We just got done talking about our surprise name on that pass rush list that has been absolutely dominant this season. Andrew Billings going out there.
Bill, baby.
Cooking Big Bill. Y'all know I love Big Bill, man. It's just he shouldn't be able to move like that, dog. It's like, tackle. But I thought that this was an interesting stat to bring to the forefront, because anytime PFF
Yep.
introduces a new stat.
Yep.
Listen, you gotta see what they're talking about. So they've introduced a new stat, the tackle for loss rate, TFL rate, right?
Okay. All
Ranking
right.
the NFL's most disruptive front seven defenders. And when you go through this list, basically what this stat is the new metric measures how often a front seven defender makes a tackle for loss or no gain relative to their total snaps in run defense. This metric includes plays nullified by a penalty. Here's how the league's front seven defenders have done so far with 2023 data included for some historical context. Through the 4 weeks of the season, the number one linebacker, Texans, Henry Tutu, has 7 tackles for loss. So
Oh,
just to
2-2.
kind of put
All right.
you in the frame of mind, that is a 7.78 tackle for loss percentage based on his snaps. This is just run defense snaps now.
Okay.
So just to put you in the mindset of like, it's not like this is a 90% of the time this guy gets a tackle for loss. It is a more measured statistic. But what I think it speaks to is the fact that there are 2 Chicago Bears linebackers on here, and it brings up the conversation of this linebacking crew. The number one on this list, if I can find him yet again in the litany of names here, is TJ Edwards for the Chicago Bears. He has been on the field for 106 run defense snaps. He's got 4 tackles for loss already on the run, which is a 3.77%. I don't know why I said 3.77% of the snaps. He is getting a tackle for loss. And then as you scroll down a little bit further, Tremaine Edmonds contributing another 2 tackles for loss in there with a 1.77%. Oh, by the way, if you scroll down a little bit further, who's that? Andrew Billings is on the list. Oh, but we're not talking about Billings on this one. We're not talking about Billings on this one. But here's the thing. You've got 2 of your linebacking crew and 2 of your biggest linebackers in TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds making this list of this new stat. And I think it really talks to, kind of the growth that we have seen in that crew since they've been put together and how it has become one of the better linebacking crews in the NFL. I mean, of course, right? I'm sure if Jack Sanborn was on the field more, the fact that the Bears are spend so much time in a 42 nickel instead of in a base 4-3, Jack Sanborn doesn't get nearly as much time on the field. But if you had Jack Sanborn on the field more, you would be able to see a guy who can basically go up there and be able to contribute in the same way because of the instincts that he has. But it just shows, right? These guys are playing off of each other really nice right now. And you're thinking about this. This is tackles for loss and no gain. Think about where those linebackers are coming from to make a play on a run in a tackle for loss or a no gain. Like it speaks to the speed that this core has. I think that it speaks to how impressive this core has been and the fact that they've gotten to a point where you've kind of seen it on the field as well. They just understand where everybody's supposed to be and how to play off of each other to make the best of every single one of their steps.
Yeah, 100%. And this is one of the reasons why I was okay with letting Roquan go. I should say Roquan
Roquan.
Roquan Smith go, because I mean, 2 people out there is better than 1.
Yeah.
Even though obviously Roquan is one of the top linebackers. When you saw these 2 guys, especially Edmonds, or rather Edwards, in his first season, you kind of saw his production take a tick up, even from Philly, as far as run defense, coverage, like all those things. We saw it on full display as soon as he got here. Then Tremaine Edmonds, for me, I feel like this is his coming out season for the Bears. It seems like Tremaine Edmonds, for whatever reason, like once he gets acclimated, he needs about a year to adjust to whatever new scheme or the team that he's on, and then you can kind of see that potential kind of shine through. He was the same way at Buffalo, and so we knew that he already had the talent to be one of the better linebackers in the league. We even talked about it, I think, in previous episodes before the season, talking about the top linebacker rankings. I think both of those guys were top 10. I believe Edmonds was 11, and Tremaine, rather Edwards, was 8. And so you got 2 linebackers essentially that are in the top 10 when it comes to run defense, coverage, pressures. Like those guys can really impact the game. And I think by extension, the reason why they're so good is because of the defensive line in front of them. We just, gave love to Billings. We gave love to the defensive line. This is how you work in tandem with your defensive line. When they're getting to the quarterback and pressuring the quarterback as much as they can, all four guys. I mean, it's easier for the linebackers to find those seams, to find those holes to get to the quarterback as well. And that's what you're seeing. They're working hand in hand.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, I remember Yurko just telling me last season, he was like, you didn't go get defensive linemen. These linebackers are going to be fighting for their lives out there. And we kind of saw that early on in the season. And then you saw the change where, okay, we're going to blitz these guys more. We're going to put more pressure on them. We're going to send them to the quarterback. And then all of a sudden we started being able to get the turnovers. You add Montez Sweat into that equation. And now it's just a free for all. Now it's like, oh, snap, we're the greatest defense in the NFL. Here we go. Tables are flipping. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you never leave it. You never leave it. But I just think that, when you look at the fact that this defense has two guys who can make an impact in so many different ways, and they get involved in the run game, and they get involved, of course, in the pass game. Tremaine Edmonds, I believe, as far as linebackers, he is, I know it's only one interception, but I think he's top 5, if I'm not mistaken, with at least one interception. I got to see. There's not a lot of linebacker interceptions.
As far as linebackers, yeah. In the league, he's tied for 12, but I think linebackers, he's up there.
Even being tied for 12 is nuts. Yeah. But like you have a guy who in coverage really seems to have found himself. You have a guy who in the pass pro is in the pass defense has really been good. You have a guy who when blitzing has really been good, and dare I say he's been elite when blitzing. You have a guy as well who in TJ Edwards who just listen, a workhorse, a Lance Briggs type of player, a guy who just goes out there and gets the job done. I do think, right, you bring up the Roquan Smith situation. I saw somebody yesterday like losing their mind. It was just like there were untouchables on this team that you didn't have to move, but you wanted to bottom out. And I don't believe that, because I don't think that we're in a worse place right now. Like when you talk about the fact that you're still in a good spot cap-wise, because here's the thing, you can sign all of those names. You go through there and you play Madden with them, right? You sign every one of those names. You're in cap hell. You probably end up losing some of those guys just because you can't pay them anyway. You probably end up trading some of those guys just because you can't pay them anyway, right? Like it's not a. I don't think that Roquan's situation was an untouchable situation. I just thought that it was a. If you can go out, one thing we know, and two things for certain, the Bears can find linebackers. We never have a problem finding linebackers. This will never be an issue. There are two positions that I could care less about finding: linebackers and running backs. Why? Because we always do it.
You're doing right. Yeah.
There's no scenario where the Bears have ever moved on from a running back and gone, oh my God, how are we going to find another running back? We just put another one in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it kind of works that way. It's what we do. But I think the fact that you were able to get two for the price of one, that you were able to see the dominance that they've been able to do together, and that you're continuing to see them grow as a tandem with Tremaine Edmonds being the quarterback of that defense, it's a good spot for you to be in.
I know that we've grilled Ryan Poles a lot lately. Even though we say in Poles we trust, and
I'm still grilling you for that offensive line. It's
I know.
I don't care if he went. Take it back.
It's well documented that you've definitely gotten on Poles lately. But I mean, you also give credit to where credit is due. That Roquan Smith trade, to me, honestly, when it happened, I was a little on edge myself. I thought, okay, well, why in the world are we giving away a young piece that clearly is one of the best linebackers in the league? We have to build off this if we're going into a new direction. That was around the time we were letting some of our guys go. You let Khalil Mack go. I think you got rid of Akeem Hicks as well. What's the cornerback that Kyle Fuller?
Kyle Fuller.
You got rid of all these guys.
Kyle Fuller out the league now?
I have no idea, but I know I don't hear his name. So that guy had a great career, but definitely fell off. I don't think I hear his name anymore.
Kyle Fuller has not played in the NFL in 2 seasons.
Oh, so he officially retired?
I don't think so, but he's 30. Dang, Kyle Fuller's 32? Dang.
Yeah, that's up there. That's up there.
Yeah, he played that one season
He
for the
was with Denver.
Broncos.
Yeah,
He
Denver, I know.
played like a cup of coffee with the Ravens, and that
Cup
was it.
of coffee.
Yeah, a cup of coffee.
Okay, okay, yeah, but I mean, like you took a chance on that and you won because I mean, honestly, when you can get production that's kind of on the same par for the course with a Roquan Smith type, maybe not the exact same numbers, but you get two guys that are impactful, that are the tops in the league as far as linebacking position. Absolutely, you've won that trade, and so you got to give kudos to Ryan Post when it comes to that. He definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to the defense when it comes to the linebackers, the cornerbacks. You don't have any issues with that, so we got to give him a little credit.
They all know what they're doing when it comes to the defense. Everybody knows what they're doing when it comes to the defense. I'm not looking for defense.
Don't
Give
you
me a
start.
quarterback. Protect him. I'm sick of it. But no, man, listen, at the end of the day, I think that this is this is just another stat that speaks to, some of the successes that you've seen Ryan Poles have here in Chicago and some of the good calls that he has had. And these are two of them. I remember people absolutely losing their minds over Tremaine Edmonds. I was like, guys, he's quarterbacking a defense. Like, calm down. It takes time to like grow into that role, and he is growing into it.
Yeah,
Well, like,
he's nice.
oh, we paid him. I was like, yeah, you got to pay him to show up. Like, he doesn't play for free. But no, man, I thought that was defensively. I feel really. I said this yesterday. As we look at, because I talked about the NFC North and how Bleacher Report predicts that it is the toughest division in football, just about. The reason that I feel like the Bears will be a part of that conversation by the end of the year has so much more to do with the offense or the defense than it does the offense. It's not even funny. Like, it's literally if they don't screw up, we can be a 10-win team. Like, that's all it is. It's like, if Caleb Williams doesn't turn the football over, we can be a 10-win team. If he gets good, we can be a 12-win team.
Super Bowl, baby.
Oh boy, I'm tingling. But hey, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Let's finish it out with this, because all the news ain't good news. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
you can't
finish it out with bad news.
Yeah, we finish it out with bad news.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Man.
Because it's kind of a conversation on two fronts. One, of course, on the offensive line ranking. That is standing in front of Caleb Williams, which has gone the other direction. According to PFF, the Chicago Bears are now ranked the 21st. Do you say best or worst in this scenario? That a worst offensive line in the NFL. They are not improving. They are actually going the other direction, and this sucks because of the news that we got yesterday, where Tevin Jenkins is a DNP at practice, was not able to go. Don't know if he'll be able to go this week, with bruised ribs. And so you kind of start to wonder, okay, what's the actual offensive line makeup going to be this week? And I know some people have said, well, now listen, I will say this as well. You're at a point where you can deal with offensive line injuries, and you're never really want to do that. But like, the Panthers' best pass rushers are not out there. Now, I said that, but freaking the Colts without DeForest Buckner got all over Caleb. So there's that. But the Panthers' best pass rushers not out there, right? They don't have their mainstays in the building. And they're continuing to lose pieces on defense. And so maybe you feel a little bit better about the offensive line heading into this week, but you're kind of going to look at it with that skew of like, but they weren't playing anyone. If they play well, Braxton Jones is out there. I would assume you're probably looking at Matt Pryor as your left guard right now. Coleman Shelton, of course, your center. Right guard, dare I say, it looks like Nate Davis is probably going to win that job back.
You're dang right, yeah.
If Tevin Jenkins is not able to go, and then of course Darnell Wright in there at right tackle. But this is what they had to say. Left guard Tevin Jenkins departed week 4's game Week 4's game against Los Angeles. I'm having a stroke right now. After just 11 plays, it was replaced by Nate Davis, who played the remaining 49 snaps. Davis allowed just one pressure and earned the offensive line's highest PFF blocking grade, 5. However, he also posted the unit's lowest run blocking grade, double 5. Left tackle Braxton Jones had a hard time in pass. You don't say. Had a hard time in pass protection in Chicago's Week 4 win. He surrendered pressure at a 15.6% clip, the 6th highest rank among offensive tackles in Week 4. Who were the 5 dudes worse than Braxton Jones that week? Jesus. Their best player was Darnell Wright after allowing pressure on 8.7% of pass plays last season. The rookie Wright is at a 5.6 rate in his sophomore campaign. So speaking to some of the struggles, but actually the Darnell Wright is kind of improving as well.
Look, it doesn't look like that out there. I put it like this. I think as a whole, we can talk about individual. Okay, yeah, some people look like they're improving, but as a whole, this offensive line, we already see it week to week. It's a mass unit. We keep trying to piece it together, and the fact that Tevin Jenkins, probably our best lineman, is going to be down for a
Who
minute.
hasn't played like it?
Who hasn't played good either.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we talked about the offensive line looking better when he got out that game. I think they actually improved when you put Matt Pryor at left guard and Nate Davis, unfortunately, at right guard. So of course we're going to see this. Oh boy, this line just be what it is. Those rankings, I believe, are going to continue to go down and down and down. I'm surprised that they're at 21. I thought you were going to say 29, 30, 31, like lower rankings than that. But my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some bad offensive lines in the NFL right now.
11
but it's
more than the Bears.
It's early in the season. The Bengals is worse than the Bears. The Bengals are worse than the Bears.
Joe Burrow's constantly getting killed. You're right.
Jacksonville's is worse than the Bears.
Yeah. Trevor's getting killed.
Chargers is bad right now.
Okay. All right. They got Joe Alt. I know they got Joe Alt and a couple of guys over there.
Seattle is bad, but I don't feel like they're as bad as PFF is saying. But Seattle is bad. There's some bad offensive lines out there.
I guess because we're just so laser focused on our team.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why to me it just looks like, okay, this is
now see, here's the tough one though, right? Is Tennessee's offensive line bad or does Will Levis just suck?
Well, I think that's Will Levis just wanting to get rid of that ball and giving it to you.
Yeah,
he's gifting the ball to other people.
Man, there's the ball right there for you. There you go. Patriots offensive line sucks.
Okay.
So there are some that are worse than the Bears, but it's not. I don't know if I'd go like they got the Chargers worse than the Bears, maybe a little bit. Giants worse than the Bears. I'd say the Giants is better than the Bears and is getting better. But
oh boy.
It's not great.
It's not looking good. It's not looking
great.
You just had to make this the last topic.
Listen,
we could have got this out the way at the beginning and left.
Well, here's the thing. Well, you want to have a great title topic. Nobody wants to talk about this offensive line. Here's my thing about this though. Last week gives me hope, especially coming into these next couple of weeks, right? Because it's not like you're facing these stellar defensive lines. Last week gives me hope that not that the Chicago Bears are going to magically get a good offensive line. There's no hope in that. But that Caleb Williams is still showing the development in that. And we talked about that, but you've got the Panthers, you've got the Jaguars. I'm not worried about anybody until we play Jonathan Allen with the Commanders. You've got a lot of teams that are banged up on your schedule. The Cardinals have nobody on the other side. The Patriots are, that's a solid defense. It's probably the first good defense you play. The Patriots are probably the first good defense you play on that list out of your next 4 games.
If healthy, because we've been getting away with a lot of players that have been not healthy on these teams, including this upcoming week.
And dare I say, listen, like your defense is going to put you in a lot of good positions. Andy Dalton and the Panthers, I think the defense gets you the ball back. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, I think the defense gets you the ball back.
Absolutely.
I think that they are going to figure out Jaden Daniels fairly quickly. I think it's going to be, listen, he likes to throw to the right side of that field. Guess where we're going to be standing? On the right side of that field. You want to run? You go ahead and run, young man.
Yeah. I think that the O-line
hit.
The O-line, obviously we're going to continue to talk about just how unfortunate this line is, this entire year. But one thing that you mentioned that is for certain is that Caleb Williams is continuing to mature and to develop regardless. And that's what you want to see. When everything isn't really that great around you, it's not perfect and it's not set up for, success, you can still see a rookie quarterback making those strides in the right direction. He's again one of the better quarterbacks at getting the ball out quicker. He has to adapt. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He's seeing the defense. That's one of the things that's impressive is he already has an idea of what the defenses are throwing at him. He's calling out blitzes. He's adjusting the line. He's telling the linemen who to look for to come in. It's just that sometimes they just can't do their job. You already talked about it. Coleman Shelton is a guy that puts maximum effort into everything that he does, but he's always still on his backside. It's okay because eventually he'll get replaced. But until then, hey, continue to give maximum effort, my guy. We need maximum effort.
Hey, Coleman, stop getting thrown into your offensive or your quarterback. I can't. I'm trying. No, but I will say this. The fact that you're kind of starting to see him settle down, I think it is giving I would call it the illusion that the offensive line is improved, because there's a lot of people that have said the offensive line, it looked so much better in that second half. And
like water in the
watch
desert.
the tape. Oh man, I was cracking up yesterday with me and J-Mac. Like legitimately, that fuck was like, he was like, let's just look at the left tackle. Yeah. Let's just look at the left tackle. Let's just look at and I mean Braxton Jones is just getting absolutely, it's bad in the game when you keep seeing the backside pressure hit Caleb. But man, dog, it's like he wasn't even there. Like it was sad to watch. Like I think there may not be a recovery from that one.
He's not good at anchoring. I've seen it a few times. It's like he's not good at, his body is constantly straight up when the guy is coming in for the bull rush. You got to get down. You got to meet the guy. At least give some pressure. It's like he's waiting for the attack.
He also just don't have enough. He don't have enough backside to.
Whoa.
I mean, like honestly, like you gotta have a strong lower half. You want to do like it sound weird, especially for this show, but you want to do with a big bottom so that he can anchor himself down, so that he can sit in a chair and be able to stand there. You want to do it massive leg, like when you watch Braxton. I swear, every time I'm up there and I look at Braxton, I just be like, that boy got some skinny legs. And you know what's scary? Everybody out here, they like, oh, Karan, I'm a guy. This is the next guy up. The guy who can't get on the field. This is the next guy up. We got the answer. Here we go. Boom. Dude got some skinny legs, man.
You got the same leg, yeah.
When I look at your thighs and my thighs, and I'm like, kind of similar.
Hey, man, we got to get out there. Mr. Meaty's on the case. Put me at left tackle. I'll try.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, man. Again, Rand Poles drafting dudes play like him. Rand Poles, offensive line, skinny legs.
Oh, no.
Look at them legs now. He got some doggone Twix out there, man.
Light in the legs for sure, John.
Lighten that backside, dog. Yeah, I mean, lighten that backside. It sounds weird to say, but that's what I want in an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it, JC. If you go play O-line in this league, you need some cheeks, man. You
need cheeks.
You need cheeks, bro.
Hey, where's Michael Sweetney at? I know that's a random name. You remember Michael?
I do.
Sweetney? You remember Michael Sweetney? That's all he was known for.
That is a random name. It's so funny too, because like when you go to the Hall of Fame, they always have like the freaking. There's like a thing where you can like put your hands and like your legs and stuff up against other people's or other former players' stuff. So like I think it's like Calvin Johnson's hand is in there. Yeah. And like when you put your hand in there, like for me, I feel like, remember that scene in Lion King when like Simba put his paw in like Mufasa's paw print?
Yeah.
Like struck. That's how it feels there. But I forget who it was. It was one of the defensive linemen that's in there. Maybe it's freaking it might be LT. It might be LT, but there's like a mold of his leg. And bro, it's like both of my legs. Like that's that's a lineman. He's not an offensive lineman, but like that's a lineman. That's what I want at lineman.
Look at Trent Williams. No, that's what you
I
need.
bull facts. Hey, listen,
let
I
me
want
tell
my
you.
linemen double cheeked up
On a Sunday. On a Sunday, yes.
Hello.
Let's not. I don't care how many pauses we got in this show. We
Hey, that's
want
what I want
cheeks.
from my offensive lineman, dog.
We want 5 cheeks. 5 cheeks across the line. All right, 5 cheeks.
T. Miles said Braxton Jones shaped like a wisdom tooth.
Oh, that's actually good. Hey, that's a fire joke.
What
That's
the
a joke
joke?
of the day. That's a
Hey,
joke.
I'm still in that.
That's a
I'm still in that. Braxton Jones shaped like a wisdom tooth is great. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's a phenomenal joke. Oh, God.
Shout out
Hold
to you, T.
on.
Miles. That wow. All right.
Hold on. I gotta.
I just pictured that. Just golly.
That's why it's funny. Hold up. I gotta freaking. Let me see if I can
Look up a
find
wisdom
it.
tooth.
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro. He got
You gotta Google wisdom tooth now.
Bro, he kind of is, bro. This is our offensive line right now. There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. And look, the wisdom tooth. Look how far back Braxton is. He's getting pushed back right now. He's getting pushed back.
Coleman and Nate right there with him.
Oh,
boy,
God.
that's hilarious.
What a great joke. Oh, that was elite. All right, we got to go. We appreciate it. We got to get up out of here, man.
Hey, man, this is why we love the chat. This is why we acknowledge the chat.
That's elite. Man said Braxton Jones is shaped like a wisdom tooth. Hey, man, we appreciate you for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. We'll be back later on today. Y'all know we got the crew in the building for the Daily Show. We'll be live in the studio, so tap in with us at 6 o'clock tonight. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. For Jordan JC, it's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace. Hey, bro, I'm about to be saying that all day, bro. Man said he shaped like a wisdom tooth.
My God, dude.
Oh, what a great joke.
The whole line. No cheeks. Wisdom tooth.
No, you got to, bro. It sounds crazy, but like that's what Yurko always say. He be like, he's got no ass. Like you got to have something back there. Yeah, you're right. And then you see him getting pushed back. You're like, you know what? It's kind of facts.
Pushback is crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. That is nuts. Hey, yo. Jesus.